Denny Hamlin was aware that his partnership with Michael Jordan to launch a new racing team for the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series season would come with its own unique set of obligations and difficulties. In this video, we will talk about trouble for Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin is furious. To say that the 2311 racing team and the driver Bubba Wallace have had their fair share of the difficulties over the first half of the season would be an understatement. Before Sunday's race at Dover, the team had not managed a top 15 result. Hamlin was not happy with the performance of the number 23 team during the race and let his crew know about it over the radio in a message that included several expletives. Wallace, on the other hand, finished in 11th position, which was his best finish of the season. Everything taken together ought to make for a very exciting week at the team headquarters. Since Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan announced the launch of the 2311 racing team before the end of the previous year, Hamlin has maintained that his prime goal would remain to pilot the number 11 car for the Joe Gibbs Racing. Hamlin and Jordan are co-workers of the 2311 racing team. With 9 finishes inside the top 5, it's apparent that Hamlin's primary focus is on the driving aspect of the sport. Despite this overall success, victories have been difficult to come by, and the driver who has won the Daytona 500 3 times has had more than his fair share of the frustration as a result of his inability to make it to the winner's circle. As a result of his actions during the South Point 400 that took place in Las Vegas on October 16, NASCAR has decided to suspend driver Bubba Wallace for one race. After Kyle Larson had driven him into the wall on lap 94, Wallace wrecked him and then shooed him in the infield before continuing the race. As they emerged from the turn 4, Larson was responsible for putting Wallace into the wall by driving him up the track. At that moment, Wallace's number 45 car made a bend and collided with Larson's number 5 car behind its rear bumper. Both drivers lost control of their vehicles and went spinning out on the track as a result. Christopher Bell's vehicle was damaged as a result of the collision. According to the official notice made by the NASCAR, Wallace broke Rule 4.4.c, which forbids intentionally destroying or spinning another vehicle, regardless of whether or not that vehicle is withdrawn from the competition as a result. Wallace was penalized for this violation. In an interview with SiriusXM, the chief operating officer of the NASCAR, Steve O'Donnell, revealed that the organization felt Wallace's actions went too far because it was a dangerous behavior that put the lives of the other competitors in jeopardy. Wallace was suspended for 3 races. We were under the impression that it was a rash decision made in the heat of the moment, O'Donnell stated. I believe you were able to see through Bubba's statement that if he had to do that all over again, maybe the circumstances would be different. We simply believed that it went too far, and we were forced to take action in response, because this is the kind of behavior that we do not wish to see in the future. I know fans and people like to compare the what-ifs or what happened in the past, and for us, this was a reaction based on what took place Sunday, and what we don't want to see going forward in races that take place from the competitors, and we want to draw that line and be as clear as we can for our competitors of where we stand, said Kyle Busch. I know fans and people like to compare the what-ifs or what happened in the past. Wallace is the first Cup Series driver to be suspended for intentionally wrecking another competitor since Matt Kenseth in 2015. Kenseth was parked for 2 races in 2015 after he returned to the track with a damaged race car to ram Joey Logano into the wall at Martinsville as payback for an earlier incident between the two at Kansas. Wallace is the first Cup Series driver to be suspended for intentionally wrecking another competitor since Kenseth. NASCAR has not always issued suspensions for intentional crashes. However, the sanctioning body has been known to step in if a driver's actions rise to a particular level of egregiousness, as Wallace's did. Wallace's actions were egregious enough for the NASCAR to take action against him. Wallace immediately ran over to confront Larson after he and Larson came to a stop in the infield. The two drivers got into a verbal and physical altercation with one another before NASCAR officials intervened and separated them. I would like to extend an apology for how I reacted on Sunday after the on-track incident involving Kyle Larson and the number 5 car. My actions do not reflect the core values that are held in common by 23XI Racing and our partners who have been instrumental in my incredible ascent to the pinnacle of this wonderful sport, thanks to the contributions they have made. I would like to extend my apologies not only to the NASCAR and the fans, but also to the Christopher Bell, Joe Gibbs Racing, and Toyota for putting them in position during the playoffs that they do not merit. I compete with a great deal of passion, and unfortunately, with passion comes frustration at times. After some reflection, I realized that I could have done a better job of representing our partners and the core values of our team by not allowing my frustration to follow me outside of the car. You only gain wisdom through experience, and I intend to take something away from this. Since then, Wallace has issued an apology on various social media platforms. They're gonna zero in on this one instance, this 1 millisecond in time, in which he made a poor choice, and they're gonna focus on it. Therefore, it will only be a matter of time before he can alter that narrative. This is the end of today's video. Do you like it? Give your response in our comment section below, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more updates.